Some context, we're talking about. Hello? Hello? Okay, just for some context, we're talking about Noah and his characteristics that make him a giant. One of the things that we can talk about is his bloodline. His great grandson, Nimrod, who was responsible for employing everybody to build the Tower of Babel in those days, was a giant. Now, some say that Nimrod became a giant, that this is something that he did after he was born. But if we look at Noah's characteristics as well, Noah had eyes that lit up the entire house like the sun. Like, boy, it was Cyclops out here. In this video that I'm going to show you, this video provides some proof of something archaeologists found and what they believe to be the remains of Noah and his family, which indicate that they have been giants. I'm looking for this new, bro. I'm looking for this new light that I bought, but I can't find it. It's just messy in here. We're getting ready for Christmas and stuff, and I bought this new light, but I can't find it. Let me just show you the video.
Okay, so this is a very interesting find. About a mile or two from Noah's Ark, there are the ancient ruins of what they know to be Noah's ancient home. And the reason they know this is because there's a marker outside of these ruins. It's a giant stone with an inscription of a rainbow. Underneath the rainbow is a ship with animals coming off of it. And then there are 8 carved crosses representing 8 people that came off of the ark. And this was taken from a site that was a dug up grave at those ancient ruins of Noah's home.
And those are the finger bones.
That is one single finger, and this is a regular sized woman's hand next to the finger, so that gives you an idea of how large that person's hand had to be.
Was this Mrs. Noah's finger?
It is believed that this was the grave of Mrs. Noah, and that is Mrs. Noah's finger.
And her name would have been Joan of Arc.
Right.
Yeah, okay. What is this bone here now? This is a thumb bone?
This is a thumb bone. Now, this is not connected to the Noah's Ark location. This was taken from another place in the Middle East, but that's an example. That's a real bone of how large somebody's thumb was, and you can see it in comparison next to Mary's thumb. It's a lot larger. This toe bone has been examined by multiple actual scientists. None of them are willing to come out and say publicly that this is a toe bone because of backlash from the community. But every one of them said undeniably 100% this is a human toe bone.
But see, the guy would have to be 15 feet tall to have a toe.
He would. Yeah, and that's sitting in the palm of my hand. I have a pretty big hand, as you can see. That's in the palm of it. So that person would have to be easily 12 to 14 feet tall. And not only would their bones have to be longer, but they would have to be wider to sustain that much weight.
Sure, but it was a different world back then. We know there were giant reptiles. Mm-hmm. We find the bones all over dinosaurs. They find fossil cockroaches 2 feet long. They find fossil dragonflies, 2-foot wingspan. Fossil grasshoppers 2 feet long. Why can they admit there was giant everything else and can't admit there were giant humans?
It would prove the scripture as a truth.